on, that's all. Quite not
Evening everyone and welcome to Farrfield Dungarvan for the intermediate Munster semi-final between Clashmore Kinsalebeg of Waterford and St Breckans of Clare. Just to take you through the two teams there before we start quickly. Clashmore lining out as follows: Roger Ryan again in goals. He's continuing to deputise for the injured Declan Hickey club chairman. Cornerback Sean Burke, young student. His brother Kieran, fullback, slightly older, and in the other corner Padraig Conry, the veteran defender. Centre-back, Padraig's younger brother, Kieran, inter-county star, Kieran Conry. To his right, you have Philip D. Kilgabriel, another veteran of the team, and an even more veteran, Ed Beresford, on the other side. At midfield, same as the county final, you have Brian Murray, Mark Power. And in the forwards, we have one change at wing forward, the only change from the county final winning team of 2 weeks ago. Declan Allen of Moord has gone on holidays with his girlfriend, and in his place comes Colin Flaherty, grandson of Mick Baker, who I see right down here in front of me, looking forward to a great game. A well-able young fella, for good and physical, and promises a lot today. At centre forward, you have Seamus Landers, ex-Cork senior football star, and to the other side of him, you have Carl O'Keefe, ex-Waterford senior football star. Full forward, Waterford's current senior football star, Killian O'Keefe. On one side of him, the brilliant Brian O'Halloran, 6 points in the county final 2 weeks ago, and on the other side, Sean Fleming, the Lance Corporal in the Army. Clashmore today are probably coming in as slight underdogs after St Breckans recorded a nice win over Kilsheelan of Tipperary last week. I'll take you through the Lisdoonvarna side, St Breckans right now. Just a little about their club. They're based in Lisdoonvarna. It's a club representing 4 parishes: Lisdoonvarna, Doolin, Kilshanny and Tuvaha. They do not have a hurling team, interesting enough. It's a football only club above in Clare, founded in 1969. Their manager is Francie Haw, and on the route to the final they beat Clondegard in the semi, they beat Clondegard in the final on a scoreline of 1-9 to 8 points. They're lining out as follows today. In goals, Craig Flanagan, he's an under-21. Full back line of Daniel Carey and the 2 Howley brothers, Connor and Sean. Centre back, you have Derek Considine. To his left, the excellent Stephen Tierney. And on the other side, you have young Sean Ronayne. At midfield, you have John McDonough and Shane O'Connor, who has moved out from the forwards. At centre forward, you have the first of the twins, Sean Cormican. His brother, Connor Cormican, is at full forward. The 2 wing forwards are Cahill Blood, wearing number 21, in for Mickey Keating. And on the other side, Pat Nagel, a sharp free taker and a veteran of the team. In the 2 corners, you have young John Stack in for the injured Mark Hawes. And on the other side, you have Dennis O'Driscoll, who's a lively corner forward, bags the pace, and could cause Clashmore serious troubles. Brian Dunn, this is Jonathan Flavin here commentating. To my right I have Brian Dunn, analysis, and to my left I have Christopher Coughlin doing the stats. Just turn over to Brian there now to give you his feelings on how he thinks today will go.
Well, Johnny, it's a beautiful day here. The conditions couldn't be better for a November day. The sun is shining, the ground conditions look good. It's a home venue, obviously, as such for the Clashmore team. St Breckans could possibly sit back and leave Clashmore attack him as such, kind of a Strably type of football, and maybe throw a man from the forward line back into the backs It's a common enough thing that they do, and I'd be looking for a big game out of Sean Fleming, to be honest. I think the last day we had 6 points from Brian O'Halloran, a storming game. We had 1-3 from Decky Allen, who's not here. So Brian O'Halloran is going to be watched today, so today's a day for maybe the likes of Cillian O'Keefe and Sean Fleming to maybe stand out. Maybe St. Breckans might know a whole lot about them, so we'll just have to wait and see, Johnny, but it looks good.
From my research into this Breckans club, from the Kilsheelan match last week and from the county final a couple of weeks previously, they're a team that play very much like Tyrone in their heyday. They sit right back behind the ball. It's not uncommon for them to have 13 or 14 players behind the ball, so that could cause Clashmore a bit of trouble in getting used to it. But if they can cope with that, I think and cut out a few scores. Clashmore defence, if it has tightened up any bit from its last 2 games, should find it going somewhat easy.
Just interestingly, Johnny, if they do decide to bring that man back, I think Clashmore Kinsalebeg have possibly will put Sean Burke or Paddy Connery in the pocket there, and them 2 players are well suited to that position, so it could work in our favour too, you mightn't know.
The referee today is Pat Sheehy from Kerry.
Long way up for him.
We should only be moments away from the start of the game. Nice crowd here today. Good travelling support, isn't there, Brian?
Good travelling support, Jam, after seeing a lot of Clare cars out and around the Park Hotel there where I parked myself. But they'd be good football. As Johnny said earlier, they're not a hurling club, they're a football club, and just like I suppose in Waterford, Clare and Waterford are similar insofar as hurling seems to be the primary sport because they're so good, but there's a lot of football in Clare, a lot of football, and this, as I said, is a football only club, and a lot of supporters have to come in for the day.
Like Clashmore, they're more commonly seen at senior ranks. They came down 3 years ago. They're under a small bit of pressure to get back up. Apparently they would not have been favourites going into this year's intermediate county final in Clare, but on the day they were far superior to Clonegad, so it will be interesting to see how far their year progresses. And just looking out there now, Brian, Sean Fleming from Clashmore looks to be kind of limping, doesn't he? He doesn't look himself walking in there with the coloured bib on.
He doesn't look himself, no. I believe he's been with Keane a few times. I know he's even there again this morning, so he'll have to be monitored as the game's going on, because when you get to this stage, if a fella's not right, you just have to get him off the field and get one of the substitutes on. Have to have faith in the substitute. But hopefully he'll be okay. You can just see St. Breckans have come out on the pitch now, and a lot of supporters here from St. Breckans, which is great to see.
Great travelling support from the Liston and Varna area.
Maroon and white.
Maroon and white, the colours of St. Breckans, and the familiar red with green trim for Clashmore. I'm just keeping an eye on the Sean Fleming situation. He's down on the ground now, being stretched out by Cian O'Connor. This will be a big blow for Clashmore if Sean is not able to start this game.
Yes, especially since we're down Decky and Cullum has come in. You know, you're eating into the substitute, but there's more than enough strength and depth in the panel for any eventuality. But he does look like he needs a bit of work, and we'll have to monitor him. I'm sure Timmy will have a replacement on the ready.
Plenty of replacement options on the bench, like you've former Dublin minor star and All-Ireland holder Fintan Brannock. You have his older brother, who's very talented, Owen Brannock. You also have Aidan Tree, who could start in at wing forward. So you have options, Brian, don't you?
I do, yeah. As I said, Aidan Tree is a very, very universal player. You know, he can play in the forwards, in the backs, wing back, full back line, anywhere really. So you could possibly move Cullum into the corner and put Aidan on the wing. So we'll just have to see. Hopefully he'll go okay. We might be getting a bit excited. Hopefully he'll be okay.
It's a feature of a championship that runs on this late in the year that you're inevitably going to pick up knocks and bruises and injuries and things. You know, you're not going to get a clean run through a long season without someone going missing along the way.
You can see yourself, Johnny, with the St. Breckans team. They're probably gone 20 deep into the panel at this stage after they have a lot of injuries. So they have to dive into their panel, and Clashmore, before this game is out, will have to do the same.
Correct. And like I suppose what could prove very vital for St. Breckans on today is that they're a very young team. I think there's 5, if not 6 under-21s on their team today, with John Stack coming in. So
very young team, Johnny, and as you know, they won the under-21B football in Clare this year, so that's no mean achievement either. So they have a lot. They have 4 or 5 players playing today, you know, who've been playing tough championship matches, under-21 senior with a long time now. They have the comfort of having the match against the Tipperary champions Kilsheelan under their belt too, so they'll be confident enough, Johnny. They'll be growing as the year is going on, so hopefully Clashmore don't get too nervous. It's their first kind of big big Munster championship match in 85 years, I'm sure, Johnny. 85 years. I wasn't there the last time they played, I don't know, but it's somewhere around there.
I think I was going to the mark the same day myself, Brian. Like what Clashmore's pedigree in Munster Championship goes way back to the start of the association. Back over 100 years ago, Clashmore regularly represented the whole of Waterford as in the senior inter-county grade, where Waterford wouldn't be fielding a team at all. To be Clashmore would be put in its place. At that stage, with the mighty Clashmore All Blacks, who won the 5 in a row in the start of this or in the start of the last century.
Drew with Kerry champions Austin Stacks, I think, in 1904, 1905.
In an epic 2 points apiece game, Brian. You're dead right.
Game, yes. Yet again, I wasn't there myself on the day.
No, and on that day I actually had the flu.
Another thing Clashmore are going to have to watch is St. Breckans have a serious free taker in Pat Nagel. He's playing on the wing. I wouldn't be surprised if he moves into corner forward at some stage, but if there's a place ball to be kicked over the bar, that man is going to kick it over too, Johnny. So Clashmore are going to have to be aware of that. And
the other man to really watch for them is number 15, Dennis O'Driscoll, a very, very pacey and fast running, hard running corner forward. So we'll have to keep a close eye on him for the day. I think Sean Burke will probably be the man deployed to keep that close. The toss is just taking place out around the centre of the field. Clashmore look to be going to play left to right, but that's not confirmed yet.
There's a bit of a breeze, Johnny, a bit of a wind heading off down to the road goal.
My statsman Christopher Coughlin has just confirmed the Clashmore will in fact be playing left to right.
Also, Johnny, it's worth noting in the Clare Intermediate County Final, St. Breckans' full backline did not concede a score from play, so there must be three good men in their full backline as well. Well, two Howley brothers are serious operators.
It's quite a while since our full backline didn't concede a score from play, Brian.
Don't be harsh now, Johnny. And Patsy Collins has just joined us in the press box. How are you, Patsy?
He's left again. Never a man for the spotlight, Patsy. We'll now be just having a minute's silence, or if Ron Naveen, I'm not sure which is coming, to be honest.
Number 5, number 6, the captain of the team, Kieran Connery. Number 7, Smith Allison. Number 8, Brian Moyes.
Just looking down into the stand, there's a huge home support and a huge travelling support, but I think what the local girls have really done to encourage the lads on today is they're all very well attired, Brian, aren't they?
Well attired,
it's like a fashion show down the stand as well.
There's a great crowd here, a great crowd of young and old from both clubs, so hopefully it mightn't, the conditions, as I said, aren't bad for this time of year. Hopefully we won't get bogged down and look like I have two teams that are trying to play defensively. Hopefully we'll have good attacking football.
A lot of people suggesting that when Farrowfield put up this stand that they should have put it on the other side, because there's a beautiful day behind the stand, it's a beautiful day out in the field, it's a beautiful day over in the bank, but unfortunately it's minus 12 degrees inside in the stand. I can confirm that Sean Fleming is going to start the game anyway. He's gone over to his favoured top of the left.
Big ask for Colin Flaherty today. I think he's well up to the challenge, Johnny, but a big ask for the young fella. Got a great touch on for the goal the last day, which was the turning point in the game that Dickie Allen scored, but he got a vital touch on it and scored a great point after that, so hopefully now he can grow into the game.
Yeah, a big physical man for his age. Big man. Well able to move, fast, strong, so athletic. He has a lot to offer a team, in the long run, and it's nice to see a young man getting in and getting to pitch his players.
I don't think it's weakening the team any much either. I think Colin has been playing some super stuff and has really put in a huge effort all year. Deserves to start.
You just see latecomers, always latecomers, provincial latecomers, Tony Hickey and Nicholas Troy entering.
Hickey Troy, yeah.
We'll just quieten for a minute now for Ron Levine. Now proceedings are about to begin.
We're an hour away. Killian looks to have moved straight into the edge of the square. I thought he'd be out in centre forward, but I'd say they're going to leave him in there with the wind just to see can he use his pace a bit.
Well, I suppose if Breckans are tending to play deep, the ball could find its way into the full forward line to Killian easier than in other games.
Yeah.
I just see Franny Kelly, Kilsheelan manager, has entered the stadium, a former Clashmore trainer. He's looking happy for his big day out in Dungarvan.
Come on, Breckans, come here!
Another one to watch is young John Stack for St. Breckans in at number 13. He was very lively against Kilsheelan last week and could prove some problems in there.
They don't look a massive big team, Johnny, but they look young, they look energetic.
Oh, and Brian Murray up for the ball.
Go on.
Beaten to it. And John McDonough wins a free in for St. Breckans. Ball played over wide, but out for a sideline ball to Clashmore. A bad use of the free. Ed Bursford sallies over to take it. He's looking up, not too many options. He's looking around, he's looking for someone looking for it. Carl O'Keefe is coming strong down his wing, but beaten to it. No, he has it up. Carl does well around the centre. Plays it in field, but a bad hand pass straight into the hands of the waiting St. Breckans player. He gives it out wide to Pat Nagel. Pat throws it down the wing. Coming like a train, Stephen Tierney. Gives it up to Sean O'Connor. Sean O'Connor plays inside, but Sean Burke intervenes. Ball spills. Kieran Connery's down over it. Kieran struggling. Sean Burke gets back up. He gets it up. And it's a free out. Well done, Sean Burke.
Brave stuff there from Sean and brave stuff from Kieran.
Kieran Connery takes a quick free out around the centre to Carl O'Keefe. Carl looks up. Long ball in the direction of Sean Fleming. Sean out in front of his man. Gathers the ball well. Takes a hard shoulder. Turns. He's under 45 and he's looking up. He gives a quick ball into Killian in the corner. Killian O'Keefe gets the ball up. Turns around. He's looking for space to get the shot away. He gives it to Carl O'Keefe right in front of goal. It's 30 yards out. Carl shoots. And it's straight over the bar. A great score from Carl O'Keefe. His shooting this year has improved immensely. The man rarely kicks a wide at this stage, Brian.
Kicks a wide, yeah. He's getting better with age, like a fine wine. Just a thought there, Kieran battled very hard on the ground for the ball there, and as a result of that, we've got a score on the board. So good battling in the defence there and well worked up the field.
Craig Flanagan in goals for St. Breckans. A feature of his game is his pinpoint accuracy with the short kick out. So you'll see a lot of that today. And there's the case in point directly to Dennis O'Driscoll. Out wide, Dennis after coming deep for the ball, spills to Pat Nagel. Pat Nagel has it and gives it inside to his centre half back to Derek Considine. Derek plays a long ball into the corner, but it only finds Kieran Connery. Kieran hand passes it out to Phil D. Phil is on the wing looking for someone to give it to Fist it back inside to Mark Power. Mark's nearly blinded by the sun, but he gets it away to Kieran Connery. Kieran gives long ball straight in and gets fouled as he plays it in. Free to Killian O'Keefe. 25 yards from goal. Brian O'Halloran takes a quick one to Seamus Sanders. Right in front of the goal. Seamus fluffs his shot though. Straight into the hands of the waiting Craig Flanagan. Craig hand passes it out and it makes it to Daniel Carey out in the corner. Daniel plays it forward. And it's on to Stephen Tierney again. Stephen Tierney's a very hard running wing back. He's working down his line like a train. Gives it inside to Cathal Flood, who plays a quick ball into the centre. Cathal Flood is coming up down the wing, gets the return pass. Hand passes it back out to Connor Cormacan. And Connor Cormacan slots it over the bar.
Good
I
score
believe
there.
he's younger of the two twins, Brian.
Younger of the two twins. Great walk down the wing there from Stephen Tierney and a well-worked score there. Good kick. Clashmore could have possibly calmed things down there a bit and maybe had a shot from the free, but I suppose Seamus was free and it was right to kick it, but a bad kick from Seamus and it's ended up down as a score on the board at the other side of the field.
What we've seen straight away is that St. Breckans are a great team to attack at pace from deep. And just notably, Sean Burke is taking the kick out there, not Roger Ryan. He finds Mark Power at the centre of the field. Mark is fouled and it's free into Clashmore from well inside their own half. Kieran Connery has it in hand. He's looking up. He's looking for options. Brian O'Halloran is making a run from his corner, but a bad free straight into the hands of corner forward Dennis O'Driscoll, who's after dropping right out around the midfield or even into his half back line. But he's running now, Dennis O'Driscoll, coming straight up through the centre. He's 30 yards from Clashmore goal, running hard, and is he fouled by Sean Burke? He is. A free in.
Tough call there from the ref.
Sean did
kind
ha-
of stood his ground, looked like he went for a ball, didn't look like he went for man, but I suppose it was a bit of a tough challenge.
It was a swinging hand.
It was a swinging hand, and this looks like Pat Nagle eats this kind of a free for breakfast. He'll surely slot it over the bar.
The veteran Pat Nagle looks under pressure to run, but he's under no pressure to put a free over from inside the 45.
Maybe I have the commentator's curse put on him, but he should slot this over the bar. Commentator's curse, thank God.
11 off there for Clashmore, not a difficult free.
I think, Johnny, I'll be mentioning what an accurate free taker is for every free the man takes today.
Yeah, he'll prove us right eventually, I'm sure. Sean Burke again taking the kick out. Kieran Connery's giving him options, but he decided not to take it. He's going long out to right to Mark Power, but it finds Kieran Connery in the centre. Kieran on the ball. Kieran plays it up the wing towards Colin Flaherty. Colin's battling hard, but misses out. Finds Seamus Sanders in the centre. Seamus is looking up and around, looking for options. Gives a quick ball into the corner to Brian O'Halloran, but he overcooks it, and it's out for a sideline ball. A couple of sloppy passes early on from Clashmore.
I know the conditions, probably the ball is probably slippier than it looks. Colin Flaherty's going to have his hands full today with Stephen Tierney. He looks like a really lively prospect for St. Breckans.
He does indeed. Ball played back into Sean Howie. Sean gives into his brother. And now it's out as far as their midfielder, John McDonough. He plays it inside. And up to Cathal Flood. Cathal Flood on the ball in the centre, battling with Carl O'Keefe and wins the free. Quick free taken by Shane O'Connor. But Ed Bursford gets there first. Ed hand passes it forward to Carl O'Keefe. Carl looks into the corner. He finds Sean Fleming. Sean gathers it well. He's running down the line. He looks under a bit of pressure with that leg again skipping, but he's standing up well. He has the ball in hand. He's looking for options. He's trying to find space. He gives it back out towards Ed Bursford. Ed gives it inside to Mark Power. Mark thinks about passing it, but decides instead to play a bad ball into the corner, overcooked and out harmlessly wide.
You could see there, Johnny, as we were talking about it earlier, St. Breckans get a lot of men behind the ball, and it was tough on Mark there because Mark looked up, Björk looked up, and there was no options because you're just looking at marine jerseys all over the place, so they really are falling deep behind the ball. So unless Clashmore can do things quickly, fast, keep the ball moving, they're going to get bogged down.
Craig Flanagan takes another kick out. This one's long down the centre. Sean Burke is after moving out, chasing his man. Battles hard, but gives away a free in to St. Breckans right in the halfway line. Quick one taken to Dennis O'Driscoll. Dennis O'Driscoll 65 yards out, plays a quick ball into the corner. Out at pace is John Stack. John Stack shoots from an enormous distance,
Wide.
but it's harmlessly enough wide on the right hand side. John Stack, a key member of the St. Breckans under-21 team who won the B title in Clare earlier this year. A real star for the future, I think. Sean Burke again to take this kick out. He's looking for options around the centre.
I think he'll just boot it.
Could be route one, I think, yeah.
Yep.
Off out to right, Mark Power is there, but competing well as John McDonough. John McDonough gets up very well to win that ball and win a free in. Very strong fielding there from the Clare man.
Great take.
He gives it quickly into Dennis O'Driscoll again. Dennis plays it down the corner. Is it into full forward? Conor Cormacan. Connor's running goalward, shoots from 30 yards and slats it directly over the bar.
Dennis O'Driscoll, Johnny, for St. Breckans has been on a lot of ball and he's after moving out from the corner, so maybe Sean should travel out with him. Although it's difficult for him when he's taking the kickouts, but something's going to have to happen with Dennis O'Driscoll because he seems to be getting his hands on a lot of ball and is after playing 2 or 3 good balls into their full forward line. That's
St. Breckans' second score of the game and Conor Cormacan's second score of the game. The under-21 star full forward.
Here this man is again.
Dennis O'Driscoll on the ball again around the centre. He's just mopping up breaks out there. Plays quick ball into John Stack again. John Stack out in front of Paddy Connery. Paddy Connery will have to get tighter. Stack has acres of space. Oh, great shoulder by Paddy Connery and Dennis O'Driscoll, but the free in is given. A bit harsh, Brian. What would you think?
A bit harsh. He looked like he stood up with the shoulder, but anyway, the ref, I'm not the referee, he blew the whistle, and St. Breckans have a scoring chance here. It's been moved in. So someone got mouthy with the ref there, no need for it. Making it what was a difficult kick a little easier now.
We're switching free takers here, I think.
It is left-legged man.
I think Pat Nagle sticks to the frees out the left. Is this Dennis O'Driscoll taking it, Brian?
I'd say it's the full forward, Johnny Connor Cormacan.
Come on, Breckans!
No,
I
it's
think
not, no.
I think as usual. Oh no, it was actually young John Stack took it and off the post. Paddy Connery gathers the ball, plays it out to brother Kieran. Kieran plays the hand pass in the centre to Carl O'Keefe. Across the field towards Brian Murray. Brian Murray working across. He's looking for options. He's looking up. He plays the ball down the wing towards Sean Fleming, but out over the sideline again. Some very wayward passing so far, Brian.
Very wayward, yeah. That's the third or fourth ball that's gone over the sideline.
Stephen Tierney ready to take this sideline ball for St. Breckans. He plays it infield to the centre to Pat Nagle, who plays it back to John McDonough. John McDonough with a big horse hoof ball inwards between Kieran Connery and his man. Sean Burke shovels it out over the sideline, and it's a sideline ball to St. Breckans. Up comes Pat Nagle to take it. He plays it backwards towards John McDonough.
Big man.
John McDonough back to Pat Nagle. Pat hand passes it inside and it's back to Pat Nagle again. Pat Nagle shoots from all of 43 or 44 yards. It's dropping short. Roger comes a gather as well.
Had to take.
He looks up, he finds the man out to the left, and Clashmore on the attack again.
Go on, Killian.
Quick and long ball down towards Killian O'Keefe. He loves that kind of ball. He's looking up, he's looking for options, he's on the halfway line. He's running goalward at pace. Killian, a very strong ball carrier. He looks inside, he gives a great pass off to Carl O'Keefe, who's coming at pace, and Carl wins a free 47 yards out, right in front of the goals.
You can see there, Johnny, Breckans have 1, 2, 3. Look, to have 11 players behind the ball there by the time Carl was fouled, so they will really have to go and start doing things at pace.
Brian means 11 outfield players. There's also the goalie, 12 of their 15 behind the ball.
Come on, Breckans, get in! Come on, Breckans!
Big kick from distance by Brian O'Halloran, but it drops 2 yards short. Well gathered by Craig Flanagan, but he puts it out for a Clashmore sideline ball, 30 yards out. Brian O'Halloran to take it quickly, gives it inside to Mark Power, well intercepted by John McDonough, and in hard comes Pat Nagle. It's out again, a Clashmore ball.
Just for these ones, I'd like to see Carl O'Keefe going to the edge of square and big dirty kick in on top of him and see what happened, but
I'd agree with you, yeah.
he's going in there now, maybe.
He is on his way in. Brian O'Halloran's well able to find him.
The sun will be in there.
Brian boots it in long and high. Carl is up, just beaten to it. And out comes Shane O'Connor, hand passing it off. Shane O'Connor on the ball again, and he's moving out. A young midfielder, full of running. Gives it to cornerback Daniel Carey. He hand passes it off to the hard running Stephen Tierney.
Go on, Philly.
Gives a quick one into the corner. Into John Stack again. John Stack looking for space, gives it into the centre. On the ball again, Stephen Tierney. Stephen Tierney dances through the Clashmore defence. And eventually gives away a free for handing off the players, the defenders. Seamus Landers has swapped to full forward with Killian O'Keefe coming to centre forward where he gathers the ball. He's on the halfway line and he's running towards goal. Killian, a very hard man to stop on the ball. Hand passes it into the corner to Brian O'Halloran, but got caught with a trailing arm while going. Brian O'Halloran's on the ball. He's looking for a scoring opportunity. He was on his favoured left. He's on his favoured left again. Gives a quick ball in towards Colin Flaherty. He hand passes it off quickly to Seamus Landers on the edge of the square. Seamus feels he was fouled, but he's not given the free. He's battling hard. In comes Sean Fleming. There's an abundance of bodies in there. Sean Fleming gets him up. Oh, a great save by Craig Flanagan.
Good save, good save.
Sean Fleming got the shot away there in the end, but a super save by young keeper Craig Flanagan.
Bit of a watery shot, but could have snuck in.
Craig did very well to get his right leg out to that.
He don't look too mobile, but that was a good save.
Well, he got to that one like a Russian gymnastic, Brian.
Well said, Johnny.
Very like myself, I'd say appearances could be deceiving there. We're as malleable as copper. Killian O'Keefe to take this 45.
Yet again, I'd like to see this dropping in. Maybe Colm Carroll might get a touch on it. It might go the distance, but if it drops...
Usually Brian O'Halloran takes these, but obviously he feels he doesn't have the distance today. Killian is going to have a cut off it. If he strikes it right, he will have the distance. Strikes it well, but not well enough. It's going... Oh! A hand on it by Mark Power. Saved by Craig. And Brian O'Halloran stops it over the bar. Another great save by the keeper.
I don't know that he know much about it. It hit him in the face, I think, Johnny, but another goal chance there.
I think a sharp reflex save is what I'm putting it down to, but a great fist on it by Mark Power. So now...
I think Brian O'Halloran did the right thing there. There was too many bodies between him and the goal, and the sensible thing to do was just tip it over the bar.
Even a man with his reputation would have found it hard to find his way through 12 bodies. Craig Flanagan with another short kick out, but Colin Flaherty, gets beaten to it by Stephen Tierney. Stephen Tierney gets it up, and he's shouldered out over the sideline, is he? But no, it's Mark Power brings it out, and it's a sideline ball to save Breckans. Taking this will be Stephen Tierney. He's looking for a short option, it isn't there. He's going long.
Go on.
He gives it long down towards John McDonough. Battling hard with Brian Murray. Actually, it was Shane O'Connor there at midfield. He leaves it back to Pat Nagle. There's a man in space in the centre, but Pat Nagle fails to spot him. He gives a short down the wing to the older of the twins, Sean Cormacan. Sean Cormacan still on the ball out around the centre field. He gives it to a man in space over in the other wing. It's that man again, Dennis O'Driscoll. And he's a good, strong, fast runner straight down the centre into John McDonough, who plays it out wide to the other wing back, Sean Ruane. Back out to John, or who got it, John McDonough. Off the post.
Again,
ball spills out. Paddy Connery, Ed Bursford quick onto it.
Come on, Colm.
Ball down the wing to Colin Flaherty. He gets there ahead of Stephen Tierney. He finds himself a bit of space. He's looking for someone. He gives it quick down the line to Brian O'Halloran. Brian fails to gather it. Gets it up in the end. No, but picks it off the ground, and it's a free into St. Breckans. Frustrating there for Brian. He was out in front of his man, spilled the ball, found it hard to get up.
Yes, it was unfortunate. I just noticed St. Breckans, they're attacking in droves, they're defending in droves, and they're attacking in droves, and it's becoming very, very hard for Clashmore to defend with a lot of men coming forward at pace. They seem to have a man over every time, but that's the type of game they play. Centre back,
Derek Considine took a charge there, cut out by Kieran Connery, gives it to Ed Bursford. Great ball by Ed, out to the centre of the back Power, but the sun gets in his eyes, he fails to get it up. Carl O'Keefe gets it low to it down towards Sean Fleming. Sean's not motoring at his usual pace, but he's still doing well to be out in front of his man. He gets it up well, finds himself space, and he's heading towards goal. Usually if Sean was running wide, he'd be after leaving his man for dead at this stage, but he still has that upper body strength, well able to hold on to the ball. Gets it away to Carl O'Keefe. Carl O'Keefe fouled, and it's a free end. Difficult enough angle though, Brian.
Difficult angle, it's a nice distance out, but we have the wind, and for a right-legged kicker, it could curl in. Looks like Killian is going to take it.
Whether it be air pressures or air temperatures or what it is today, Brian, the ball doesn't seem to be travelling as far as it would on a nice summer day, even though we have a lovely day out there today. Killian O'Keefe strikes it, and it looks like he struck it well. Yep, the white flag is going up. A good score from a tight enough angle.
Good score.
That leaves the score here. Clashmore 3 points, St. Breckans 2 after. Approximately 17 and a half minutes. I nearly lost a minute there trying to find out how much time was got in the match. Craig Flanagan readying himself for another kick out. He's very unpredictable with these, they can go anywhere. He goes out right this time. Oh, a big fist by Brian Murray, well done.
Oh, Ed Bursford would have felt that.
Down towards Sean Fleming. Sean gets it up well, Ed Bursford is still on the ground. Sean meanwhile is battling over in the corner, trying to find space to get a shot away. Gives it back out to Killian O'Keefe, into the centre to Mark Power. Marks gives a quick low ball in towards Brian O'Halloran, the right kind of ball. He finds Carl O'Keefe on the charge. Oh, Carl spills the ball on the run towards the goal. Very unlucky. We have a 45.
Very unlucky there. The sun must have gotten his eyes, Johnny.
The sun seems to be causing problem from balls from the stand side going in over towards the far side.
Yeah, it must have been there because it was a great ball in from Brian, and Carl was moving at pace, and it looked like he was going to get into the chest and take a shot, but the sun must have gotten his eyes.
Well, Carl was always famed for his ability to field a high ball. He wouldn't be known for dropping easy ones, so this is a...
That's for sure.
This was a
But all is not lost. We have a 45. Yet again, if this drops in, you know what?
you have
Touch.
Carl O'Keefe
On the edge of
around
the
the
square.
edge of the square there. He will cause problems if it drops short. It's going to drop short. Carl O'Keefe is following it in. It's out, and it's out for another 45. That's the third 45 for Clashmore now. Keep to take it again.
White card.
Killian takes a short one into the corner to Sean Fleming.
Out of it, go on.
Sean's 25 yards out. He turns his man lovely. Gets a little kick off his right. And it's over the bar. Great score from Sean Fleming.
Good stuff there.
A super score from the prolific little corner forward. Clashmore's top scorer by a country mile in this year's championship. It's nice to see him on the scoreboard early enough here.
Come on, Breckans. Come on, jump into the ball. Come on. Come on, lads.
The Breckans supporters are getting very vocal here now, trying to rally the troops.
St. Breccan's usual style is to get up a lead and to hold on to it. This does not suit their game plan to see Clashmore in a 2-point lead after less than 20 minutes. Clashmore sideline on the halfway line. Mark Power's going taking it.
Sean Burke has gone for a little sally up the field. And it's heading
towards Carl O'Keefe in the centre. Carl gathers it well. He plays it out wide to Brian O'Halloran. Brian gives a lovely crossfield ball to Sean Fleming. Lays it off to Ed Bursford on the charge. Back to Sean Fleming. Stop shot, 20 yards out, and it's over the bar. Great score from Sean.
Very intelligent play there for Ed.
Great run.
Ed, good run up, showed for the ball. Could have had a pop up and but knows that Sean is a point taker and did the right thing by passing it to Sean. Very unselfish play there from Ed Bursford. Well done.
Fair to Clashmore, this is one of their best starts to a game all year. They can be very slow out of the traps. They usually find themselves battling on as the game goes on, but on this occasion they're out of the traps quick and motoring well. Kick out from Craig Flanagan out around the centre. Sean McDonough up, but beaten by Mark Power. Sean Burke gathers. Sean's looking up for options. He gives a lovely hand pass out to Brian Murray. Brian Murray on the charge, back inside to Brian O'Halloran. Brian O'Halloran's 25 yards out, heading for goals. It's opening up for him. He turns his man. He's in the box. Another great save by Craig Flanagan.
Possibly hand pass over the bar would have been the best idea, but he was going at a fair pace there. It just showed Brian has the ability to get in behind defences, Johnny.
He does have that, yeah, but I think the cat like Craig Flanagan is going to cause us problems all day.
I think if Brian was maybe possibly through the right leg at it, it was a difficult kick for a left legger.
Killian O'Keefe to take the resulting 45, gives the shot to Sean Burke, gets it back, boots from 45 yards, and he splits the post. A super score for Killian O'Keefe. Great choose, great thinking to take a short 45 to Sean Burke.
Super
Quick return over the bar.
Sean Burke has
That's Killian O'Keefe's second point.
Sean Burke has made a difference since he moved up there as his second or third ball. I think he's gone out marking Dennis O'Driscoll finally, and he seems to be getting it better now, but Dennis was dangerous earlier on in the half and he could be dangerous yet, but Sean Burke did very well there, did the intelligent thing.
What it does do is it leaves Paddy Connery with a big problem to try and control John Stack inside in the corner in acres and acres of space. Carl O'Keefe up well for the kick out. He feels it clean over his man and plays it quickly into Sean Fleming in the corner. Sean's looking up for space. He turns onto his right.
Go on.
He shoots from distance.
Yes!
An unbelievable score from Sean Fleming.
Super score.
No. One umpire has overruled the other. A bit dubious, I think. From here, it looked like it could have been a score, but it was hard to tell.
The umpire on that side looked to be nodding at the other umpire.
The umpire on whose side it is deemed to have gone wide was giving the point. But look, there will be issues like that. After 21 minutes, Clashmore have themselves a 6-2 lead.
They're after coming from Kerry and they're only doing their job.
Just to clarify, Brian was at about the umpires there and not the St. Breckans team, who of course have travelled out from North Clare. Now St. Breckans kick out finally finds one of their own players, and it's inside to Sean Ruane running from wing back. He's out around the centre, he's looking up, looking for options. He plays it across towards Pat Nagle. Pat Nagle out in front of Philly D. Two veterans of the game having a great battle down there. He hand passed it off the centre to John McDonough. John McDonough plays a quick ball in. Broken very well by Kieran Connery. Kieran's after starting very strongly. Ball out to Brian Murray. Brian Murray gives it out to Philip D on the wing. Philip looks up. He tries to beat his man Pat Nagle, but doesn't. Pat Nagle plucks it very well. Gives a great ball across the centre to where there's three unmarked St. Breckans men. On it is Sean Ruane. He's running hard up the sideline. gives it ahead of him to the younger of the twins, Sean Cormacan. Sean is still on the ball. Sean tends to hold on to it when he gets it, Brian, doesn't he?
He does.
Gives it back to, I think it's John Stack, is it, from distance, and it's wide again.
Teeing up nicely for Clashmore. I know we have a strong win, but it's nice to have it be up by a few points.
Yeah, it's important to mention the win. The tricolour is at full mast and beating fairly heavily over in the dressing room corner. So there's definitely going to be some wind issue in this game, some influence. Sean Burke again taking the kick out.
Come on, lads!
Looking for Carl.
He looks out to the left hand side, finds Carl O'Keefe well. Carl has been very influential so far in this game. Gives it back into Kieran Connery, who is also flying today. Quick ball up towards Killian O'Keefe, county star. Killian reverses with ball in hand to try and find a pass. Finds Brian O'Halloran inside him to 13. Brian turns onto his favoured left, shoots from a big distance, but not big enough. He slots it over from a huge distance on the turn.
Unbelievable score there from the young man. Unbelievable. Good ball from Killian, and you could see Brian. He's anxious to swing the leg at the ball every time he gets it.
That's
And
Brian
great
O'Halloran's
stuff.
second contribution to today's game. It's nice to see all of our forwards are starting to hum nicely.
Yep.
Craig Flanagan places the kick out again. He's under pressure. His short kick out techniques and things that aren't working as well today. Clashmore have won 6 of his last 8 kick outs.
Good stuff there from
Ed Bursford breaks it down to Killian O'Keefe. Back out to Brian Murray.
Behind him.
Brian gives a quick ball. Oh no, Sean Fleming has pulled up.
He's gone.
That is curtains to our star corner forward, I think. That hamstring went just as he leapt for that ball inside in the corner. We're not going to see much sportsmanship here from the St. Breckans team, I think. They're play God. Sean looks in a lot of trouble. He's a lot more than usual. Not a man to put on a show of pain. But meanwhile, St. Breckans on the attack. Stephen Tierney plays a long ball in. Well cut out by Kieran Connery. Kieran gives it up the wing to Carl O'Keefe. Carl O'Keefe on the ball. Looks up into the centre. Finds Brian O'Halloran. Brian O'Halloran on the ball. 45 yards out. He's running past the injured Sean Fleming to say hello. Turns back in. Onto his right. Gives a crossfield pass towards Seamus Landers. Seamus battles hard. He's to it. He beats his man in the air. Gives it back out to Colin Flaherty. Inside to Sean Burke. Sean takes about a shot but gives it off to Mark Power. Mark Power across to Killian O'Keefe. Killian's 45 yards out. He can't shoot from here if he can find space. Gives it back out to Seamus Landers. Seamus is in space, but a good bit from goals. Into the centre to Mark Power. Mark shoots, but he kicks it wide. Good work from Mark Power to win that ball. It was a dirty 50-50 ball, but unfortunately after winning it, he didn't make much of an effort on the shot.
Breckans defending very well there.
Sean Fleming looks to be in a lot of trouble over on the far side for Clashmore.
Yeah.
And former Dublin minor star Fintan Brannock is warming up. And a very able replacement. This game could suit him. There seems to be a bit of space in there. He can kick off both feet. A big kicker from distance, even though he's a small man. This game could be tailor-made for him.
And Sean is gone.
Sean Fleming is being led away. An unfortunate loss for Clashmore now. A very influential player and a very, very popular character in the club. Craig Flanagan goes for a cheeky and a cheap short kick out into the corner where Sean Fleming has just been withdrawn from. I'm not afraid to say that's bad sportsmanship. Cornerback plays it up along and wingback Sean Rowan is on it. He's running down through the centre. Killian O'Keefe tackles him, but he rides it well. He gets a great shoulder off Sean Burke, but that's not enough to stop him either. Lays it out wide. Shot from huge distance from Cahill Flood. It's dropping just in around the square. Roger Ryan gathers it well. Gives it out to Paddy Connery. Paddy looks up. Quick hand pass to Ed Bursford. He turns. Oh, a loose hand pass from Ed, but he gathers it himself.
Pass to himself?
Pass to himself, yes. And forward to Kieran Connery, who gathers it well and gives a better hand pass to Sean Burke. Shawnee looking for space. Sean, even though he's young, he's very cool, calm and collected on the ball. He looks around and gives it back to Paddy Connery, who plays it inside to Brian Murray. Brian Murray plays the century to Mark Power and out to Kieran Connery at centre back. Kieran is dispossessed, very rare thing to see by young Sean Cormacan. And over to Cahill Flood on the far side. Cahill gives it inside to John Stack. John Stack looks across, crossfield ball over to the cornerback who's on a little holiday up there, Sean Howley. Sean Howley gives it straight back into John McDonough. And it's a free in to St. Breckans, 45 yards out, straight in front of the goals.
taking a shot, 45, sent over the bar from 30 metres out in the 20th minute. And Sean Fleming yet again, this time taken for O'Keefe from 20, 40 points from 20 metres. Kenny O'Keefe sent over, taken from 7 on the 20, 30, this time from 35, and Brian O'Halloran from out the wing and Whitey point from 40 metres to 26, and needed 7 points to do.
This is St. Breckans 7 free in the game. He gives a chart out to Dennis O'Driscoll. Dennis turns onto his left and slots it over the bar. A good score, kind of a cheap score, Brian.
Good score, he's played well though.
He found himself a lot of space, 25 yards out there again.
That's the type of player he is, he's always looking for space.
There will be at least 1 minute of added time at the end of this half.
We're just getting the announcement that we will have 1 minute of added time at the end of this half. Big kick out from Sean Burke down towards Carl O'Keefe. Carl sails up, but his man breaks it well, but Ed Bursford is onto it. Quick ball back to Kieran Connery, and Kieran tries to give a good ball down to Fitter Burnock, but fails to get it to him. And St. Breckans are on the attack again. Coming up the right hand side. Through midfielder Shane O'Connor. And free in conceded by Clashmore. Quick free into full forward Conor Cormacan. He turns Kieran Burke well. Finds himself with a space.
It's anyone's.
Ed Burford did well to get a hand on his toe there. Ball spills around the centre, up by the great Dennis O'Driscoll. Hand pass back. A free in conceded by Sean Burke. He was going for the ball, but in the process wrapped up John Stack.
Could have been avoided, but a free nonetheless.
Pat Nagel will
slot this over. He eats these kind of frees for breakfast.
Pat Nagel does indeed slot it between the uprights. That leaves a score here with a couple of minutes to half time. Clashmore 7 points, St. Breckans 4 points.
Breckans will be happy to have slotted a point or two over there towards the end of this half, just to narrow the gap for the second half, and I'd say they'll be anxious to get into the dressing room now, to be honest.
Now it is half time, so we'll sign off and we'll join you in a couple of minutes for the second half. She's ripping up shreds, are we? If anyone's buying, we're selling, like. Push, come on. Come on, Push, that's it, so you're not. Come on, Push. Come on.
They touched the 20 tinkers on me.
No, we'll go again, Will. And welcome back for the second half. Clashmore just busting out onto the field. St. Breckans were just out before. The two teams timed it well. They came out together. Often in these games, you'll get one team waiting for 5 minutes for the others to emerge.
No dilly-dally, both teams just want to get on with it. I get the feeling, Johnny, that a goal from either side at an important stage in the second half could have a big bearing on the game.
I'd have to agree with you. A goal could swing this in either direction. It's a tight enough game with a 3-point margin and a strong breeze favouring the team that are 3 points down.
Yes.
We're just scouring through it now for a few changes.
Killian is staying centre forward. Brian is going into the corner, and I'd say Lob will go into the edge of the square again.
Yeah, it looks to be that way. And no change in the Clashmore defence. It's good to see Sean Fleming back in his hind legs, getting across the field there to join the other subs in the stand anyway. The Lance Corporal in the Irish Defence Forces will live to fight another day, Brian.
No doubt about it.
And we're just ready now for the throw-in for the second half. Referee Pat Sheehy getting underway, has a look at his clock, he's picking up the ball. And we're off. An interesting throwing technique from Pat there. He made all the players work hard for it. It ends up with Colin Flaherty out in the right hand wing. plays it in forward towards Brian O'Halloran. Brian gets it up well. Brian's running towards goal. He's looking for a bit of space. Is he tripped? No, he just spilled it.
He's tripped.
Up by Mark Power, who also feels he was tripped. And eventually there's a whistle blown, but it's a free out to St. Breckans. It's definitely a free out, Brian, yeah. Mark Power is on the ground and in some trouble, I think. I'm not quite sure what happened to Brian there, or to Mark there.
A trailing leg looked to have caught him, and yet again our midfield replacement Danny O'Brien is still out injured.
Yeah,
hopefully Mark can continue. It looks like he's okay. He'll shake it off.
He looks like he's going to shake it off, yeah. Mark is making his way slowly out towards the midfield sheepishly, and the free is taken by St. Breckans. Wide ball out to the right here in front of us, and passed off to cornerback Sean Howley, quickly down the line up towards Conor Cormacan, gives it inside to centre back Darragh Considine, the captain of the team. He hand passes it across the centre, but Philly D is there to gather it. He gets it away well. Come Faraday out in the wing, back to Philly. Philly running with ball in hand. He runs with his head up, looking for options. Gives a great ball down to Brian O'Halloran, busting out. Brian gets it up well, and he has a free on the halfway. Brian takes it quickly across to Brian Murray on the other side of the field, and back to Brian again. Brian O'Halloran with the ball, still around the centre of the field. He's looking up, he's looking for options. He gives it into Seamus Sanders on the 45. Seamus wins it well. He holds the ball up, he's looking for options. He gives it back into Brian O'Halloran in the centre. Things are opening up a bit in front of Brian, not long closing though. He turns back into the centre, hand passes it out towards Mark Power. Back to Seamus Sanders, still 45 yards out. Clashmore playing over back across the 45. Over to Brian Murray in the centre. It opens up for Brian Murray, but a speculative shot. It was short and wide.
Yet again there you can see, like the first half, when Clashmore kind of dilly-dally with it a small bit, Breckans get men behind the ball, and it's very hard to get a score from that distance then.
Craig Flanagan gathers it and he readies himself for another kick out. The Clashmore under-12 footballers are just making their way back into the stand after putting on a half-time exhibition game against under-12 St. Breckans. Craig Flanagan kicks it out here towards the stand side. It's a good high one, long. Up over Mark Power, but breaks down to Cahill Blood. He centres it towards wing back Sean Ruane. Sean Ruane with the ball, running well. Quick ball in towards full forward. Conor Cormacan, he gets it up ahead of Kieran Burke. It's hand passed inside. Sean Tierney with the bust up from wing back, and he fists it over the bar.
Ollie Connery disputing the hand pass over the bar.
Yeah, Paddy feels there's an open hand. He's been told in no uncertain terms by the referee to keep it quiet.
Paddy, a referee himself, should know that he's going to do no good talking to the ref.
An encyclopedia of the rules. Sean Burke kicks it out again. It's a good long one down towards Mark Power in the centre. Marks up well, but it breaks away from him. And it ends up with cornerback for St. Breckans, Sean Howley. Hand pass inside towards Cahill Blood. Kieran Connery out brilliantly in front of his man. Gathers the ball, finds space, hand passes off. Philip D on the attack. Halfway line. Looking for options. Back to Kieran Connery, back at his feet.
Great stuff.
Ball down in front of Brian O'Halloran, but he's beaten to it. And a quick attack launched by a kick on the ground. Up towards full forward. Conor something. Cormacan. I'm getting tongue-tied with his name.
A great point.
A huge point. Kicked by midfielder. I think it's Shane O'Connor, kicked that one. It was Shane O'Connor.
Was it?
No.
John McDonough.
I'll have to credit it to John McDonough, my apologies.
Super point, big man there.
A massive point from John McDonough.
Scored the game.
First blood in this second half to St. Breckans. They've closed the gap to 1 point now. And they're looking to lively their team in the opening moments of this second half. 4.5 minutes gone. Score in the second half, Clashmore 7 points, St. Breckans 6. Kick out by Roger. Down to Mark Power, 45 yards out. Mark plays it well down to Fintan Brannock. Fintan surely fouled with a push at the back. Yes, he is. Free into Clashmore. Things are getting slightly heated down around the centre, but they weren't long calming down. Clashmore free, Ed Bursford to take, halfway out.
Oh, it's not a great ball.
Bad ball down over Killian O'Keefe. He battles well, but there's 3 Breckans men around him, and in the end, they're out of there with Cahill Flood getting out of there again. Out over to Sean Ruane in the far wing. Back into Pat Nagle. Pat Nagle boots it long and high. Paddy Connery working hard to get there. He pulled the first time and missed, but he got it up well. Into Roger. Roger hand passed it well up to Mark Power in space. And Clashmore on the offensive again. Carl O'Keefe has it 45 yards out and is fouled. Wrapped up.
Carl appeared to throw the hand back there after the free had been given. A little silly.
A lot of referees wouldn't have given it, but probably by the letter of the law, a correct decision.
He kind of had to, he was right beside him, he was facing it, he was looking at it, he had no choice but to blow the whistle.
That's turned from a simple Clashmore free, 45 yards from the own goal, to a dangerous hot ball.
Usually the ref looks like he's not allowing Carl to go in for the throw-in.
An unusual decision, yeah.
I didn't think that was a rule, but...
Mark Power to contest this. Mark gets up well, ball spills to Sean Wayne in space. He shoots from distance, but I don't think he's going to find his target. No, it's harmlessly wide.
A bit silly there from Sean Ruane. Stephen Tierney was running at pace on the outside, and maybe a better option would have been to give it to him.
Especially with Stephen Tierney's prolific scoring record.
Ed Bursford is looking for a short one, but I'd say Sean would be better advised to boot it out to the big men in the middle of the park, maybe to Carl or to Mark Power.
Yeah, it looks like Carl O'Keefe has moved to midfield. He seems to be knocking around Shane O'Connor there around the centre of the park. Up goes Mark Power, ball spills forward. Killian O'Keefe's in a race to it, but beaten to it by Captain. But Killian gets it breaks loose in front of him. Hand passes back to Mark Power. Mark Power plays it forward over Colin Flaherty, but a horrible ball. It eventually spills towards Carl O'Keefe, but there's too many men. And Pat Nagle gets it up, he gives it out to Stephen Tierney. Stephen Tierney launches another attack down left, down towards Conor Cormacan. He has it up in front of Kieran Burke. He's dancing well. This young man is well able to carry ball. He's moving towards the centre of the field. He's 25 yards out, shoots off his left. It's a bad shot, and Ed Bursford stewards it out wide.
See there.
A bit of a let-off there for Clashmore, a bit of wayward shooting.
That's 2 times the St. Breckans players have kind of gone for a bit of glory when maybe a simpler pass would have been better advised, but it's to Clashmore's favour.
We're 8 minutes into the second half and we haven't seen a Clashmore attack in this half yet, Brian.
No, it's going to be hard to come on scores now in this half.
Sean Burke takes the kick out again. It's going straight and long down the centre over Carl O'Keefe. Carl's up well, he feels it, but he manages to lead away from himself, but straight to Killian O'Keefe. Killian running straight and hard down through the centre. He's fouled. Is he? No, the referee says play on. No. Not sure what the outcome is here.
Killian didn't realise it was a free, and that's a terrible,
very harsh.
Very bad decision. It was obvious that Killian didn't hear the referee's whistle there. Hand passed it to Philly D, and now the ref has decided to throw up the ball. I'm not one to criticise referees, but that is very, very harsh.
Yeah, Patchy, he seems to have made a few erratic decisions here at the start of the second half, but Clashmore will have to just rise above that. Philip D ends up with the ball after the throw-in. Quick ball down into the corner to Brian O'Halloran. Brian turns his man well.
His jersey was pulled.
He has it, Brian O'Halloran still has it in hand, and eventually gets the free on the edge of the D.
Should be a scoreable free there.
A very important free now for Clashmore. They need to steady the tide here at the start of the second half. They've gone from having a 5-point lead to a 1-point lead.
Mark Power looks like he's... Brian Murray is making way, and Aidan Treahy, as same as the county final, is coming on again. Aidan, a really lively player, and his pace is going to be vital in the outcome of this match. Brian Murray getting a handshake there.
39-year-old Brian Murray did brilliantly up to this point.
He did.
And the free is put over the bar by Brian O'Halloran. Clashmore restore a 2-point lead. Almost 10 minutes into the second half.
Brian Murray's legs give him trouble from time to time. I think he knows that he has to give 40 hard minutes, and then he'll make way for a substitution. So fair play to Brian there.
Greg Flanagan with the kick out again. Puts it out towards the stand side. Power sails up. He does well to break away from his man. Cillian O'Keefe gets the break up. Back to Ed Bursford, who's looking around for options. Gives it back into Cillian O'Keefe. Cillian plays a long break ball. Great ball to Brian O'Halloran on the edge of the box. Brian is 1-on-1 with his man. No, a wayward shot from Brian.
Didn't know what to do with it there. He found himself in a little bit of space and kind of panicked a small bit.
Aidan Trees up battling hard to not leave this attack go to waste. But in the end, a free out given away between Brian and Aidan. And onto the ball again comes John McDonough in midfield. He plays the long ball up into the corner. Gathered well by Conor Cormacan. He plays it, but he plays it directly into the hands of the great Kieran Connery. Kieran wins the free out.
Super stuff from Kieran.
Kieran has an amazing ability to get to balls all over his own half of the pitch. He seems to pop up everywhere in defence. Free taken by Ed Bursford to Mark Power.
Phil D is free.
Mark Power gives a crossfield pass to Phil D, but it's a wayward one. Phillips under pressure, but does very well to gather it. And a harsh free again, I think, by Pat Sheehy.
Touched it on the ground, I think.
As commentators, we don't like to criticise referees, but that did seem a bit harsh. The crowd seemed good and revved up in the stand after it anyway.
Cillian O'Keefe is down there. She's getting very angry.
She is, yeah. There's someone shouting for Valium for the poor girl. After all is said and done, the net result is a sideline ball to St. Breckans, 35 yards from the Clashmore goal on the far side. It looks like veteran Pat Nagle is over there to take it again.
Seamus Land is finding it hard to get into the game, lads. He's being well marked by that full back.
Jeez, a great break from Stephen Tierney there from wing back. He caught Colin Flaherty napping. He breaks forward and he shot just drops short into Roger's hands. Roger plays it out to Cillian O'Keefe, who's very deep looking for it. On to Carl O'Keefe. A nasty late tackle there by, I think it was Stephen Tierney. Brian, was it? I'm watching out here. No, I'm telling you who it was Shane O'Connor put in that shoulder. Just a late shoulder to Cillian O'Keefe. Did no harm to the boy, but it's a free out to Clashmore.
Come on, Breckans!
I think it's Kieran Connery has this one in hand.
It is.
The referee is just handing out a yellow card there to Shane O'Connor, midfielder for St. Breckans. Kieran is looking for options. He's giving a lot of hand instructions anyway. He gives it down the sideline towards Sean Burke, gathered by Carl O'Keefe. Well, Carl O'Keefe has been very influential today, but eventually he's fouled and spills it. The referee waves play on. Ball down the sideline. Great patch. Stop shot by Pat Nagle. A huge score, Brian.
Unbelievable.
That's the score of the game so far.
Score of the game. They got one like it similar to it at the start of this half, and that bettered it again. But the referee there, yet again, very, very speculative decision from the referee, and St. Breckans capitalised on it, and it's now a 1 point game. 8 points Clashmore, 7 St. Breckans.
13 and a half minutes into the second half. Sean Burke to take the kick out again. Sean is probably going to try and sail this over Carl O'Keefe. He seems to be getting the better of the aerial battle, and it is out in the wing towards Philly D. Philip D up well. Ball breaks away from him towards Shane O'Connor. Shane plays it into the corner to John Stack. John Stack out in front of Paddy Connery, but Paddy Connery does well to stand him up. Back out to Pat Nagle and over to Dennis O'Driscoll. Dennis O'Driscoll on the attack, drops the ball, kicks it on the ground to John Stack. John Stack plays it back to Pat Nagle. Pat Nagle shoots from a huge distance, and it goes just wide on the right hand side. Pat Nagle is certainly influential, isn't he, Brian?
He was unlucky there. There wasn't much in it. So Clashmore are going to have to grab this game by the scruff of the neck again, Johnny, because they seem to be losing. I think the referee has kind of angered them a bit, and their mind seems to be taken off the game. They have to just concentrate on getting the ball forward, be it off the boot or through the hand. But Clashmore are really going to have to get back into this game, because Breckans look to be on have their front foot going forward.
Badly in need of a settling score now, alright, Clashmore. Sean Burke steadies himself to take this kick out again. He's coming out to the right over Ed Bursford. Ed gets there and is fouled. And it's a free out to Clashmore. Fouled there by Carl Flood. Free to be taken by Ed Bursford. It's looking around for options.
Big dirty one up there.
Yeah, down in the right man, Ciarán O'Keefe, but it spills away from him. Shane O'Connor running towards it, gets it up well, and passes it back. The ball eventually finds its way back out to captain Derek Considine, who's out in the wing. Runs hard, finds space, gets his team out of danger, plays it infield to Cathal Blood. Cathal looks up and out to the left. Long, great pass into the chest. It's spilled out. Very hard to see the free there. It looked like a man tripped.
Brian caught his trailing leg.
Colin Flaherty. Oh no, it was Brian, you're dead right, sorry. Caught the trailing leg, and it's a free in to St. Breckans.
It's anyone's game, Johnny.
Brian O'Halloran's getting a little talking to for his efforts in tripping. I'm not sure who he got. I think it was Sean Rowan there. He gets the yellow card. But you see a lot from Breckans, a lot of movement when they have a free. Man is always offered plenty of options. He opts for Rowan. Back out to Pat Nagle, who shoots some crazy distance and puts it straight over the bar. He was well outside the 45 there, Brian. A monstrous kick.
Monstrous kick there. The free taker looked to have fouled the ball as he was taking it, but nonetheless a fantastic score. And Breckans deserve to be level with Clashmore, 8 points apiece.
And the veteran Pat Nagle is really coming into his own in this game. He's there popping 2 massive points from distance. This game all square. We're 16 and a half minutes in, second half. Clashmore 8 points, Breckans 8 points. And Breckans definitely in the ascendancy. Now out around the centre of the field, Cathal Blood plays it inside to captain Derek Considine. Derek plays it across to Pat Nagle. Pat Nagle is dancing around in the centre spot looking for options. Eventually finds Shane O'Connor in the centre. Forward to Sean Rowan. Hand passes it in to Cathal Blood. Cathal Blood 20 yards out. Takes a shot. A foot block by Philip D. And it's a free in from 20 yards. And the referee is reaching for his pocket to give Philip D an early card for Christmas.
Crowd getting very, very angry with the referee here now. St. Breckans aren't.
From our commentary position, you mightn't be able to hear the crowd, but we can promise you there's an electric atmosphere outside the stand today. And slotted over the bar by Pat Nagle to put Breckans in the lead for the first time since the 7th minute. And that's Pat Nagle's 4th point to the game.
Clashmore find themselves in a real dogfight here now.
At this stage, you'd say it's St. Breckans' game to lose. They're in the ascendancy.
Sean Fleming is back on the field.
Sean Fleming has emerged from the dead.
Number 10 seems to be coming off Colin Flaherty. Sean Fleming is back on the field.
I don't know what you consider this, whether it is genius or stupid, but the clearly injured Sean Fleming has been brought back on with 13 minutes remaining in this game.
Brian O'Halloran is coming out to the wing. Colin Flaherty has done his bit today, but is coming to the sideline. Sean Fleming has gone into the corner and they're possibly looking for a goal. I'd say there won't be too much movement out of him, but if he does get the ball into his hand, he's well able to put it over the bar. But it's just getting the ball up there at the moment. That's what Clashmore are finding difficult.
Kind of a decision that will make or break a selection committee. We've seen it in the past. If this works out, they'll be geniuses. If this doesn't work out, there will be heads rolling. A high ball out to centre from Sean Burke over Mark Power.
Well done, Paddy.
Paddy Connery does brilliantly out in front of his man, and he's surely fouled. A dangerous sliding tackle by John McDonough there in the centre. Paddy Connery is down, free out to Clashmore, and the referee is reaching for his book.
Dangerous tackle there, right?
Good defending by Paddy Connery, the strong man from Ballinamultana, the gentleman farmer is back at his feet and looks ready to fight another day.
He'll more than likely boot this long and hard. He's looking for Brian. Brian has it.
Right, O'Halloran has ball in hand. He's over the far side. He's running down the sideline, looking for options. Sean Fleming swings outside him. Oh no, that's Victor Bernach, sorry.
St. Breckans, I think, doing the right thing there. Clever football, fouling the man where he won't score a free because they know that Brian's pace is a threat to them.
Quick ball to Fintan Bernach. Fintan has it 20 yards out. He's over on the sideline.
Get over.
He looks up and his shot goes. It's wayward enough. It goes wide, and Noel Hogan says it's on the wrong side. And St. Breckans now are readying there for a substitution. Neil Hawes is preparing to come into the game. Heavily strapped leg, but he looks fairly mobile on it anyway.
I presume he'll go in corner forward for
son of team manager Francie Hawes.
And Breckans substitution number 24, Neil Howard.
He's in for John Stack, and it's an unusual decision, but maybe they know something we don't.
Paddy Connery has done a great job on Stack all day.
He has done that.
Very quiet because John Stack is a threat, but didn't see much action. The game is really in the melting pot now.
Kick out by Craig Flanagan down the centre. John McDonough on the ball. He hand passed it out wide to Sean Howley. Sean Howley brings it up forward to the substitute Neil Hawes straight into play. Plays the ball down into the corner. Kieran Birkins up with it. Kieran is fouled. It is free out to Clashmore. He leaves it to Paddy Connery. Paddy's looking for options. He gives it inside to Roger Ryan.
Right thing to do.
Yeah, good decision. If Roger hand passed it out to Kieran Connery. Kieran, a good distributor of the ball, gives it forward to Mark Power. Mark Power has the ball in his own 45, gives a kick down towards Aidan Treheel. Aidan does well to get it away, but in the end it's spilled. And we have Sean Rowan in the attack again for St. Breckans. Sean Rowan running down the sideline. He gives it back. Shot from distance from Conor Cormacan, and it's wide. We only have that. Lucky wide there now for Breckans, as far as Clashmore will be looking at it. Sean Burke kicking it out again. Scoreline reading with 8 minutes left to play of normal time in the second half. Clashmore 8 points, St. Breckans 9. And St. Breckans are on the attack again through substitute Neil Hawes. Killian O'Keefe cuts it out well though, gives it inside to Carl O'Keefe. Carl plays it up through the centre, but it only finds centre back Derek Considine in space. He gives it out the other side to Conor Cormacan. Can Conor get there before the sideline? He can indeed. He gets it up. He's giving Kieran Burke a right run around the field today. Gives it inside. Sean Burke battling hard.
No.
A fisted effort. Drops into Roger Ryan's hands. And Clashmore away again. Carl O'Keefe very deep. Kieran Connery very deep. A lot of players very deep in search of this ball. Carl's out 30 yards from his own goal. Kind of a tactical foul, you call that. He gives it forward quickly to Philip D, who gives a good hand pass out onto the wing to Fintan Bernach.
Oh, come on.
Fintan gets up. He's looking for options. Plays it inside to Mark Power. Mark Power has it 50, 60 yards out. Wins a free. It's a free into Clashmore.
Good work there at defence from Killian O'Keefe. Got back very well. It's been a part of its game this year. He goes very deep to win possession. A ball kicked in. Oh, and it's out over the line. Sean, as you can see, just doesn't have the pace today. Especially not now.
If it's Sean Fleming, I can promise you folks would have raced onto that ball like a greyhound in the Derby final.
There can't be much left.
According to my timepiece, we have 6 minutes of normal and maybe a minute or two of stoppage as it stands, Brian. It's a 1 point game. It's not gone. It's there for either team. You know, the next score is going to be vital.
But Clashmore have only got 1 point in this second half.
Yeah, 1 point and a half. Football is very rarely going to win you a game. We have an injury for St. Breckans out around the centre. Can't identify at present who it is. Can you make it out, Brian?
No, I can't.
It's midfielder John McDonough.
The big man who's had a storming game
He's had
today.
a storming game at the centre of the field. Big physical player.
I think that's why Carroll was brought out to midfield to throw his weight around, because John McDonough has been a real force all day.
He's back on his feet and he's up and about again. He looks a small bit shaken, but I'm sure he'll run it off. Craig Flanagan ready to take the kick out.
Lob Landers looks to have gone to wing, and Aidan
He
Trail
gives a short one and he picks John McDonough out excellently. John plays it quickly over to Pat Nagle on the other wing. Will Pat beat the race to the line? He does not. The ball is out for Clashmore sideline, 45 yards from their own goal. Philip D has it in hand. He gives it to Ed Bursford to take the sideline kick. Options are Killian O'Keefe in the centre if he can pick him out quickly. Killian O'Keefe is still free and he's not seeing him. He's looking up. Carl O'Keefe is running towards the centre. Ed goes for Carl. Carl gets there but spills it. And onto it comes Shane O'Connor. Shane spills it. Up eventually by Ed Bursford. Ed's looking for options. He hand passes inside to Paddy Connery, across to Philip D, and onto Kieran Connery, who's in a bit of space. Kieran gives it forward to Mark Power. Mark Power looks up, plays the ball forward, but it's a bad ball into the hands of St. Breckans centre back and captain Derek Considine. Derek goes to ground. He looks to be in trouble, yes.
Serious trouble. With his back, is it his back?
He came down awkwardly. I don't know whether he twisted a leg. It's a leg, I think, his right leg.
He might have to.
It was just landing awkwardly, Brian, wasn't it?
It looks that way. He's played well today. Hopefully he'll be alright, but he looks to be in considerable amount of pain.
And Clashmore look to be readying another substitution. It's Waterford County minor star Sean O'Connor of the O'Connor's twins. He's floating around there. I think he's trying to gain entry to the game.
Looks to be coming on for Aidan Tree. Aidan kind of struggled to get into the game. He was being played at full forward there with the last 5 minutes, and that position wouldn't really suit him.
I don't know whether Sean Connors is a renowned full forward either.
Well, Seamus Landers has gone back into the edge of the square now. I think Clashmore really need to concentrate very hard as they have all year now, because they find themselves a point down and there's only a few minutes left. So it's going to take some great mental strength for Clashmore to get back into this game.
Free by Pat Nagle, just gets it in over Kieran Connery's head excellently to the full forward Conor Cormacan. He gives it outside to, I'd say, Dennis O'Driscoll, is it? Dennis O'Driscoll works outside, gives it to Pat Nagle. Pat Nagle shoots from distance again, but I don't think, wait, he does, he puts it over the bar from distance again. Pat Nagle has been the star man here today, Brian.
Unbelievable scores from St. Breckans. The last four or five, he's got 5 points today. The last 4 or 5 points that St. Breckans have got have been all of 40, 50 yards out. Some super scores.
And most of them credited to Pat Nagle. The veteran wing forward really showing his class today. Kick out to Clashmore, out over Carl O'Keefe. Broke in brilliantly by John McDonough into the corner. Paddy Connery in a race to it, but Ed Bursford gets there first. Ed gets it up, plays it inside to Paddy Connery. Paddy gives it across to his goalkeeper Roger Ryan, who's in space. Roger follows out the other wing to Philip D and launches an attack. Clashmore 2 points down now. We have 2 minutes of normal time left to play. It's with Carl O'Keefe, a wayward pass up, but Brian O'Halloran does excellently to get out ahead of his man. He's 65 yards out. He's looking for options. He's running with the ball. He's brought to ground. He hand passes it central to Kieran Connery. 45 yards out. Looking for Sean Fleming. Sean Fleming's down. He's back up. Jeez, what a battler, the little man from Kilmore.
He's still under pressure.
And eventually a free out is conceded by Philip D right in the corner.
Sean is not right.
Kieran Connery is over to battle with Pat Nagle. Pat Nagle has the ball in hand. He turns Kieran Connery excellently. Gives a brilliant ball into Sean Wayne in the centre. Sean Wayne running through the centre. He's in a one-on-one race with Sean Burke towards the goal. It's opening up for him. He carries the ball brilliantly. He carries, and it's a free out to Clashmore. A let off there for Clashmore. What could have been the sealing score of the game?
It could have been curtains there for Clashmore.
The announcement has just been made that there'll be 2 minutes of added time. There's 1 minute of normal time left. That's 3 minutes left of this game. Clashmore 2 points down. Clashmore 8 points. St. Breckans 10. Clashmore still have only got that 1 point in the whole of the second half.
Really struggling to get the ball into the full forward line. Breckans are really crowding it out very well at the middle of the field, but it looks like we're in goal territory now, Johnny.
Definitely that injury to Sean Fleming has kind of ruptured the Clashmore attack on the day, hasn't it?
Yes, but I don't think the problem is our full forward line or what they're doing. The problem is around the middle of the park. Breckans are just making it very hard for Clashmore to work the ball through.
I'll have to agree with you, yeah. Mark Power on the attack. He's on the halfway line. He's looking up. He's looking for options. He's carrying the ball very well, in fairness. He hand passes it off to his left to Killian O'Keefe. Killian coming at pace, and he is torn to ground on the 45. No free given though. He gives a brilliant ball to Kieran Connery, who pops up 21 yards from goal. What a horrible, a pig of a pass from Kieran inside into the hands of the waiting Cahill blood, and Gintin fouls him for a free out to St. Breckans. It looks like the spoils of the day are going to be heading to Clare, Brian.
I hope there's a twist in the tail, Johnny, but it looks Breckans look the more
John
composed team.
McDonough on the ball. He's carrying it strong as it knocks out around the centre of the field. Met by Sean Fleming.
Free in.
Great battling by the injured Sean Fleming. He's not going to give this up without a fight.
Clashmore throwing all bodies forward now.
The free has been moved forward 13 as well.
I'd be inclined to leave that. Get Carl in.
Carl O'Keefe is heading.
Careful.
Carl O'Keefe is heading for the edge of the box.
Ryan O'Halloran is
Sean
going to
Fleming is in there.
float this in.
Mark Power is in there. There's a lot of big men around that square. Hard to squeeze it into these situations, Brian, but you never know.
It's going to be difficult. There could be a scramble.
Ryan O'Halloran lobs it in. It's over. Kieran Connery, Killian O'Keefe. Eventually it's Sean Burke, I think, gets it up. He's heading towards goal. Gets it away. Oh, it's a shot and wide by Sean Fleming.
Oh, that looks to be it, Jonathan. It looks to be it. I'd say there
1 minute of added time remaining, Brian.
Maybe one more
A
chance.
super short kick out by Craig Flanagan there again. His kick outs today have been exemplary.
Oh, what's going on here? Free down for Breckans.
30 seconds remaining.
If they're crafty now, they'll close out this game by holding possession.
And that's exactly what he does. He doesn't even consider playing it forward. Plays it back to excellent centre back Dara Considine. Dara gets it away to cornerback, and there's the final whistle.
It's all over. Breckans deserving winners. I think they are. First point scoring in the second half was exemplary, Johnny.
The final score 8 points to 10. I think over the hour you'd have to say that St. Breckans deserved the match. Clashmore, while they did very well to get 7 points in the first half, only managed to score the 1 in the second half, as where Breckans went 4 points in the first half, 6 points in the second half. They were the better team over the hour.
It's hugely disappointing for Clashmore, but as I said earlier, no more than Breckans.
On the attack over the day. It is a disappointing end maybe to the year for Clashmore, but still they won't be too disappointed. They're back up senior where they belong. Not a bad year's, in fact a super year's work. It will be a great social on the 15th of January, and I think it's something for everyone to look forward to.
It will, Jonathan, and Clashmore can be proud of the year that they've had. You know, we went down last year to intermediate, someplace that we didn't really want to be, and we had to battle to get back up, and I think the fact that we won the senior football this year is a credit to those players. Fair enough, they didn't win today, they were beaten by a better team, but that's the way the cookie crumbles.
I think credit goes to Timmy O'Keefe, Aidan and Billy for taking a team that were a bit down in their luck last year and rejuvenating them and making a fine championship winning team out of them again. So the future is bright for the
future's bright, and Clashmore can take a break now. I said they'll enjoy themselves tonight, and over the winter they can take it handy and come back early next year and give the senior football a rattle. But just today it just wasn't to be. So what can we do?
I think, in my own opinion anyway, today best for Clashmore were captain Kieran Connery. Ed Bursford was very good on the wing. Killian O'Keefe battled hard, and Carl O'Keefe stood out from where Sean Fleming was absolutely motoring to perfection until things got going. But I think on the balance of play, the real standout players of the day were on the St. Breckans team, and with great displays in the first half from Dennis O'Driscoll, throughout from John McDonough and centre back Dara Considine, the hard running Stephen Tierney at wing back. But I think our man in the match today, Brian, is going to their number 12 veteran wing forward Pat Nagle. Scored a total of 5 points in what was a very, very strong performance.
Not a big man, Johnny, but a big heart, and he had a great game today.
So I think at that we're going to sign off. That's our last outing on the camera for the year, and it was a pleasure commentating over the last couple of games. This is me, Johnny Flavin, with Brian Dunn and Christopher Cochran signing out for what was a great 2010. Thank you very much.